Hey everybody, I'm Neil. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is called Kickin' the Bucket List. Thought it was about time I did an intro video and let you know what the channel is about, who I am, and why an old guy like me decided to start a YouTube channel. Hold on, I'm going to put the carabiner back in because the horses have figured out how to open the gate. Anyway, like I said, my name's Neil, and I recently retired. I say recently, I retired in August of 2024, and thinking that I was going to have plenty of time to go out and do all the bucket list stuff. And then God kind of has a sense of humor about things, I guess. Shortly after I retired, I went in for a regular physical, and when I saw the doctor, he said he heard crackling in my lungs and thought it was something that we probably ought to check out. So sent me to a pulmonologist, and I was diagnosed with what they call pulmonary fibrosis, which is basically scarring of the lungs. And in some cases that can get bad, even terminal. And in fact, they were talking about putting me on a lung transplant list. Right now, I'm thankfully too healthy for that. But that kind of inspired me to get off my ass and start doing some of the things that I talked about doing my whole life. Going out, visiting national parks, doing things here at my property that I wanted to do, or that I want to do, and who knows what else. I mean, it's kicking the bucket list, but the bucket list isn't necessarily defined. It's kind of a work in progress. Anyway, let me show you around the property a little bit. Some of the things that have already been done that were done long before I ever thought about creating a YouTube channel. In fact, buying this little piece of land here was one of the things that I had always dreamed of doing and never thought I would do until I decided to try. And I was as shocked as anybody that they loaned me enough money to buy this land. But I'm grateful they did, and that's part of what you'll see on the channel is me making improvements and just doing things you got to do when you have to keep up with a piece of property this big. Anyway, show you the barn. We got a couple of horses. They're both adopted Mustangs that we got from a couple of different horse rescues. One just up the road, Hill Country Horse Rescue, and the other one is called Remedy Ranch. Both great places. Both take real good care of the animals, and we were lucky enough to adopt two horses, thinking that we were going to do a lot of riding, but turns out they're mostly pasture pets. But we do have a really nice barn. I don't know a whole lot about barns, but from what I understand, I hope it's not too dark in here. Let's see, where's the light switch? Yeah, and most of the lights are burned out. But anyway, got 3 stalls in here. We only have 2 horses, so we only use 2 of them. You can see here, one is Sundance, and the other is Cassidy, because my wife wouldn't let me name him Butch. Said she wasn't going to ride a horse named Butch. So we have Sundance and Cassidy. Fix this door so it quits banging. But anyway, those horses being Mustangs, they absolutely hate being in the barn. It can be freezing cold or raining, and they just would rather be out running around. One of the other, call it bucket list items, it's not my bucket list, this is definitely more my wife's. We got a butt ton of chickens out here. This is our chicken run, and the big one you see in the middle there is Gray. He's our rooster. And of course the chicken army masses because they think I'm going to give them food. Haha, suckers. But we get, I don't know how many chickens we got. I think we got over 30. Some of them are in the coop. Some of them are in that little nesting area there. We got a mom who just hatched a few eggs. But like I said, that's my wife's deal. I love the eggs. I hate the chickens. Except for, you know, occasional dinner, but those aren't eating birds. Those are just for laying eggs. One of my bucket list items was to build a shop out here, something I could do woodworking in and work on cars, do a little bit, I won't call it welding, but I stick pieces of metal together. It's ugly, but they don't come apart. Anyway, this is the shop. Had this built a couple of years ago. I didn't build it. I had a company come out and build it, but I did do pretty much all the electric and all the building inside of it. So let's go in and take a look. It's kind of a mess right now because I'm not a YouTuber. I am a guy who builds things in the shop, and I didn't clean it up before I decided to film this. But as you can see, I've got a pretty good wood shop going here. Bit of a Grizzly fanboy. Most of the tools I have are Grizzly, and that's because they're cheap, but they're good. I spend quite a lot of time out here, and you'll see some of that on the channel because hobbies are, you know, one of the things that's part of my bucket list. Like I said, I did do all the construction in here, which basically consists of putting up these walls and building this little office here. This is where I do my video editing, and when I was working, I worked from home. This was my office, and you can see my minimal computer setup there. I apologize for the echo in here, but again, this isn't a YouTube studio. It is a functioning office. Anyway, so what can you expect from the channel? It's going to be a mix of things. It's going to be obviously some bucket list adventures like what we had out in Moab, and I'll probably put together some videos from, you know, like slideshows and stuff from things I've already done. But it's also going to be discussing things that happen to you as you get older, you know, health issues that come up. Not going to be a whole lot of that, but some. Yeah, because in addition to pulmonary fibrosis, I was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, the old man's cancer. But it looks like we caught it early, and you know, I'll go through and have the surgery and probably do some videos about that. But other than that, it's just going to be whatever bucket list adventures I can afford to go on, and hope to bring you guys along for the ride. Thanks.